morning, hot glam girls. Hey, I am so glad to be back with you. Those 2 weeks were the longest 2 weeks of my life, and it was just kind of a pain in the rear end to have to switch back and forth between my real profile and the profile I set up to kind of keep in touch with you. And so I kind of seemed probably missing in action for the last 2 weeks, but I am glad to be back. I'm going to talk about today the understanding the breakaway that happens in our compensation plan. The compensation plan itself is fairly easy to understand with just white, yellow, pink, blue, green. Once you hit green and you have somebody below you hit green, I understand that that breakaway is where some of the confusion can come in and how it all works. So I'm going to try to really simply have you understand that today. And these aren't real people, they aren't real numbers, and I'm just going to assume that everybody here is at green status. And so those are just the numbers are kind of large that I chose to use, but they were just numbers that I drew or that I wrote down. So here we have Susie, and Susie right now is sitting with her company wholesales at $70,165.09. And because she hasn't yet to have somebody in her downline break away from her that has reached 10,000 in company sales to become green status, her circle and her company are the same. A couple days later, Susie has Tammy, and Tammy has met the qualifications for green status, meaning her company is now at $10,000. She personally has 500 in sales, and she has 3 qualified first level presenters below her. So that will then take Susie's circle. You subtract this $10,004.09 from the $70,165.09, leaves Susie and her circle $60,161. That then takes Tammy's company and circle to the exact same, because Tammy has yet to have anybody below her reach green status. But she does have a rock star named Becky on her team, and Becky joined just shortly after Tammy and has been really working it really hard. So when we add Becky into the mix, let me go back to Susie and Tammy. So Susie then has her circle of $60,161, which if there were the month to end right now, Susie would be paid 5% of this circle, and she would then get paid 3% of Tammy's circle. Tammy is Susie's first generation breakaway. So let's bring Becky into the mix. Becky then has met the requirements shortly after Tammy, and as you can see, she has $10,020.30 in her company wholesales. Tammy has this $13,536.15 in her company. But since Becky has met the requirements of $500, 3 first level qualified presenters, and $10,000 in her company wholesales, Becky takes her entire downline away from Tammy's circle. So if you take the $10,020.30 from Tammy's $13,536.15, that leaves Tammy $3,515.85 in her circle. Now you can see that Tammy needed $2,000 to stay green once Becky has broken away, and she has done that. So right now, if the month were to end, Susie would make 5% of her own circle and 3% of Tammy's circle. Now Tammy would then get paid 5% of her circle and 3% of Becky's circle. So you can see that Becky's circle is larger, and as you get more people below you, that goes as you go orange, you get paid on your second generation circle, which then Susie has a first generation breakaway and a second generation breakaway. So she would be making 5%, 3%, 4%. And once you reach black status, you get paid on your third generation breakaways at 5%. So I hope that this helps to understand the breakaway. I know that it can be complicated. If you have any questions, just ask me. But what happens when somebody breaks away is that everybody still always contributes to Susie's company, but once Tammy broke away from Susie, Tammy and Becky, because Becky is under Tammy, that's part of her company, they break away completely from Susie's circle, and they no longer help her build her circle sales. So that's where you need to be recruiting and having other people come in and selling as well, because that's who's then going to help you keep your circle up along with your own sales. So I hope this makes sense. I hope it's not too complicated. Please ask any questions. The breakaway is actually a fabulous thing. And once you start advancing in statuses, you're going to see that once you get those breakaways, that's where your big financial help to you and your family is going to come in. So keep working hard, keep working for your goals, and we can do this. Thanks, ladies.